Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and welcome to my house party. Well, my YouTube watch party. Rams versus the Raiders, Week 1 preseason game. I want to be able to do more watch parties throughout the entire season. So, hey, if this goes well, we're going to be able to interact with each other. We're going to be able to hang out during every single one of the Raiders games. And also, after the game, we're going to do some highlights. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to give you a breakdown, maybe some grades. It's going to be a lot of fun today. But the way that this show is going to work is if you are interacting with me, all right? The entire show. I got my laptop here on my lap, and I'm going to be in the comments. I'm going to be talking to people. So I want you to type R if you're ready for some Raiders football. So for those of you that are pumped up for some Raiders football, I'm going to look down here. I'm going to start giving some shout-outs. Kyrie, my man. Blaise Romo. Sylvester, Dr. Death. That is a freaking awesome name. Ronnie, my man. Who else we got? Justin, Sky, Ruben. Ruben's back. So if you're ready for preseason week 1, Rams versus the Raiders, type R in the comments section. So let's look at what we're dealing with today, right? I mean, it's here. Football. We're back, baby. So both coaches came out and said that don't really expect to see many of the starters playing tonight. And I'm not ultimately too surprised. You also have to remember, these teams have been practicing basically the entire week. They've been going up against each other. And it's not too common where you see starters play in the first preseason game. Now, I will say this. If there's one player that I'm watching on the Rams, I want to see how our team does against Darrell Henderson. So if you remember, the Rams, they drafted Darrell Henderson, running back out of Memphis, this year in the draft. Because Todd Gurley is kind of being like, oh no, my knees, they're starting to buckle. I've said in the past, personally, I think somebody needs to get Todd Gurley life alert because, you know, he's getting to that point in his career. But I want to see how the Raiders defense does. I want to see how the Raiders defense can get after the quarterback. And I'm ultimately excited to see how we do against a team who, sure, they sucked in the Super Bowl last year, but they still made it to the Super Bowl, which was probably the most boring Super Bowl of all time. The Patriots won 13-3. But I want to see how the Raiders ultimately can do tonight against the Rams. So I want to give a special shout out to all 223 people watching us here live on YouTube. If you're watching us for the first time, awesome. Hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, right now we don't have a single dislike. Hopefully I don't jinx that. Like this show, like the page. I would definitely appreciate it. So Rams, Raiders, it's tough, right? It's tough to predict the score in preseason games because I don't know who's playing. I don't know how long certain guys are going to be playing. And I think for the Raiders, it's going to be Mike Glennon and Nathan Peterman slinging the rock. Yeah, I know. A tough one. So, predict the score. I want you to comment below who you think is going to win the game. Cam's Life is saying 28-24 Raiders. That's a lot of scoring for a preseason game. I will say this. They will score more points in the Broncos offense so far in the preseason because they've looked absolutely terrible. DeMarcus Webb, 20-10 for the Raiders. Somebody said the Rams are not good. I'll disagree with that. 24-13 us, or you mean US? I'm not quite sure. I'm kidding. Oakland, 28-21. Tristan Kuhn's going 17-14. Does not pick a winner. So technically, you can't be wrong. So what exactly am I going to watch tonight? I put down 5 things that I am really going to be focusing on in this week's preseason game. Because in preseason games, I think it's a lot more about learning, and it's a lot more of seeing our depth. And for those of you that are like, Mitch, your Raiders guy looks like he's sleeping, well, now he's awake. So, I need you guys to be awake the entire night tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. The first thing I'm going to be watching, Peterman versus Mike Glennon. Who is going to be the backup quarterback for Derek Carr? I think a lot of times in the NFL, people are like, oh, it's a backup quarterback. It doesn't really matter. I would greatly disagree with that. I mean, let's look at the Philadelphia Eagles back in 2017. You had Carson Wentz. He went down. They had a solid backup in Nick Foles, and heck, they won the Super Bowl. So I don't think Nathan Peterman or Mike Glennon are Super Bowl caliber quarterbacks, but I definitely want to be able to watch both of these guys tonight run the offense. I also want to see how much a player like Mike Glennon can command the huddle. Because I'll be honest, if that man ever looked at me dead in the eyes, one, he's probably the ugliest man in the NFL. But two, can you command the huddle? You're the quarterback. Sure, you're not the starting quarterback. You're not the face of the franchise like Derek Carr. But you need to be able to command the huddle. And can Mike Glennon get all 10 players, including himself with 11, on the field, moving the football down the field? And then you got the other guy, Nathan Peterman, who a lot of you would argue might be the worst quarterback in the NFL. If you talk to John Gruden, could be the greatest quarterback in the NFL, right? Now, I know Gruden loves his quarterbacks, and I think when you talk about an actual quarterback battle, I think there is one here for the backup position in Nathan Peterman and Mike Glennon. But can Peterman, I don't know, maybe show some of that upside? I mean, 3 touchdowns, 12 interceptions his entire career. We know that Derek Carr is the hands-down starter. Let's also not forget that the Raiders, they cut Landry Jones. So for those of you that are like, Peterman sucks, sign Kaepernick. I want to know how bad Landry Jones was for them to be like, man, it's already time to get rid of this guy. So I don't want to make you all drink because I don't have my beer yet, but 2019 is a Derek Carr prove-it year. Just so you guys know, that was just a cue for Brett to go give me a beer. All right, what's the second thing that I'm going to be watching for tonight? How are we guarding the quarterback? Now, I kind of wanted to do a nice little fun play on words here. We know that Gabe Jackson, he's down with an MCL sprain. I expect him to not come back until week 7, right? So the Raiders, they're week 6 bye. He's out 6 to 8 weeks with this injury. If I'm the Raiders, I'm going to take it slow with him. And you also have to consider Richie Incognito. He's going to be out the first 2 games with a suspension. So this is what our starting offensive line looks like, either fully healthy and, with Richie Incognito there. So Richie Incognito, Gabe Jackson, they're not going to be there week 1. So how are certain players like a Jonathan Cooper going to stamp up? Denver Kirkland, Lester Cotton. I want to see how some of these players ultimately work together, and can we keep our quarterback upright? The guard position right now is a major, major weakness for this Oakland Raiders team, considering the injuries that have sustained and the suspension to Richie Incognito. So how are we guarding the quarterback, and how ultimately are we keeping them upright? Because I'm not necessarily worried about Glennon. I'm not necessarily worried about Nathan Peterman. I'm worried about Derek Carr, because if he gets hit 52 times or sacked 52 times again, it's going to be a rough year. I can promise you that for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby. The next one coming in here, the thing that I'm watching for tonight, can our wide receivers make plays? I'm not worried about Tyrell Williams. I'm worried about Antonio Brown for obvious reasons, because if he doesn't get the helmet that he wants, he might not be playing. So how can our wide receivers, besides Antonio Brown, besides Tyrell Williams, how can they make plays? Can they make plays after the catch? Can they get open? How are they going to match up against this Rams secondary? Hunter Renfrow has looked great all offseason. He's looked great in practice. Are we going to get to see Ryan Grant tonight? J.J. Nelson, am I going to be able to see his elite speed? What about Marcel Aitman? How much playing time is he going to get? Keon Hatcher, I know you guys love you some Keon, because last year in Week 4 preseason game, dude went for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. I want to see how this Raiders wide receiver depth chart stacks up, because worst case scenario, Antonio Brown goes absolutely clinically insane and doesn't play, and I just want to see how we're doing with that. The number 4 thing that I'm going to watch for tonight is our ability to pressure the Rams quarterbacks. When you have 13 sacks a year ago, you need to be able to get after the quarterback. So how can some of our younger defensive players, it's a new defensive line, are our linebackers, or our defensive line, are we going to be able to at least just get pressure on the quarterback? So this is the most recent depth chart that the Oakland Raiders put out. And you had Morrow starting, Hankins starting, Jelly starting, Cleveland Ferrell. Now, I want to see Mo Hurst personally in the starting lineup over Justin Ellis. I also want to see maybe how an Arden Key looks. Is he up to that 260? Is he getting after the quarterback? How does Max Crosby look? Westbrooks, we just brought him in. Are some of these players going to be ultimately able to get after the quarterback? Now, what's number 5 thing that I'm looking for? Well, first off, I'm looking for a beer. So, thank you, Brett. Ooh, I get the pick. Hang on, guys. I'm going to go swill here from a 10 Barrel Brewing Company. That is effing cold. And that's the other thing. What are you guys drinking? Oh, yeah. Let's get the show rolling. Does our secondary have depth? What kind of depth does our secondary actually have? Because there's actually some reports out there that with the Rams and Raiders practices together, joint practices, the Rams have been kind of making fun of the Raiders secondary a little bit because they've been roasting them. So I want to see ultimately how our secondary stands up. We got a lot of new pieces, a lot of new players, a lot of young players. And, you got Garyon Conley, Daryl Worley, Carl Joseph, even though Jonathan Abram looks like that guy from the Midas commercial with a tiny head. And then you got LaMarcus Joyner, okay? We have some talented players. Now, we're probably not going to see many of those guys, but maybe how does an Eric Harris stand up? How does Richard stand up? Curtis Riley. Are we going to see Nick Nelson, just our player who we drafted just out of Wisconsin just 2 years ago? I want to see some of these younger players and how they ultimately stack up on defense against a Rams team that actually has a lot of depth and a lot of talent and skill talent at the wide receiver position. Comment below what y'all drinking tonight. Looks like my first beer that I'm cracking open is from 10 Barrel Brewing. I visited 10 Barrel Brewing when I was in San Diego. Let me get a sip. It's kind of a fruity beer. For those of you that think I'm fruity, let me know in the comments section. Type F. But I want to know what you guys are drinking. If you're like, hey, I'm under 21, just drink water. It's all good. We got James is drinking Lagunitas. Ruben says a soda. Good answer, Ruben. Anthony says Bud Light. What else we got? Somebody says 211. I don't know what that is. Incredible Hulk, Corona. Good beer by Carlos. Just straight vodka for Kern Boy. The dude is just pounding vodka. Love it. What else we got here? What you guys sipping on? Coronas, Twisted Teas. Scott, my dad is a big fan of some Twisted Teas. Modelo, Anthony, very good beer. It's a very popular beer for a lot of Raiders fans. Four Loko from Gomo Gio. Yo, I haven't had a Four Loko, oh man, since probably my freshman year in college. Funny story. We're going to go on a little bit of a tangent here, and that's what you're going to get on the Raiders Report. The last time I had a Four Loko, I'm not kidding you. My roommate and I, we drank 2 watermelon Four Lokos, and I woke up in the middle of the night to him spitting on his bed because then I had to go grab a garbage can and give it to him because he literally threw up 20 seconds later. That's the last time I've had a Four Loko. And to this day, I can still smell the mix of ramen and watermelon Four Loko. It's a graphic picture I'm painting, but hey, that's part of the uncut that you're going to get here at the Raiders Report. So make sure you subscribe, right? Make sure you subscribe. Click that big red button down there. Turn on those notifications so you know exactly when I can talk about my roommate throwing up Four Lokos. Shout out to Joe Forcellini. Miss that kid a lot. Let's get the Raiders Report to 21K by August 13th. So that's the next time the Hard Knocks is going to be coming out. I want to get to 21K because I'm actually getting really, really close to 20K, and I want to hit 20K tonight. So get me to 20K tonight. I got something special in store for you if I hit 20K tonight. And let's keep growing this show because I definitely appreciate it. I don't know how many I'm away from if somebody wants to do the math because you guys know your boy's a hashtag not good at math. So football's back. It's the preseason, and I'm excited. So here's the Raiders preseason schedule. We got the Rams, got the Cardinals, got the Packers, got the Seahawks. The game that you really need to look at for the preseason in general is week 3, right? That's what's known as the dress rehearsal. That's the game where you're going to see a lot more starters. You're going to see a lot more action from the players who, I don't want to say actually matter, but the players who are actually going to get a little bit more playing time. So week 3, but my intention is that I can continue to do these watch parties. So if we continue to get 400 people watching, guess what? I'll be able to continue to do watch parties here on the Oakland Raiders Report. Now, preseason's great and all, right? It's fun. But what actually matters is the regular season. And this year, the Raiders have a very, very difficult schedule. Like, it's super difficult. Week 1, we got the Broncos. Monday Night Football. And don't tell anyone, but this one's like 2 Chucky heads. People are talking. I might be going to Week 1 Monday Night Football against the Broncos. So if anybody wants to grab a beer with me, just saying, hit me up because people are talking. I might be going. Week 2 against the Chiefs. It's a big game, right? Then you got Week 3, Week 4, Colts, Vikings. Week 5 is in London against the Bears. And you got Week 6. We get that little break. But whoever put this schedule together, shame on you. Whoever put this schedule together must absolutely hate the Raiders, or like they found out Mark Davis is like sleeping with their wife or something. Because whoever put this schedule together, it's unbelievably difficult. Think about this. You have a week 2 home game, and then you don't go home again until week 9 against the Lions. And the teams that we're playing are really effing tough. And then you got week 10 through week 13. The Chargers. That's a Thursday night football game. Bengals, Jets, I think are 2 games where I'm finally like, man, we should win those games. I'm excited to see how the Raiders do against Le'Veon Bell, just due to the amount of rumors around Bell coming to the Raiders this year. You got the Chiefs in Kansas City. That ain't an easy game. Week 14 is against the Tennessee Titans, who have been 9-7 the last 3 years. And week 15 is against the Jags, the last game in Oakland. I'm really, really hoping that I can make that one. And you got the Chargers and the Broncos rounding out the Raiders' 2019 schedule. So, think about this. The Raiders, they're going to play 7 teams that had 10 wins last year, and they're going to play 7 teams that made the playoffs. So how many games will the Raiders win this season? So for everyone who's watching our show live, good job. I want you to comment below how many games are the Raiders going to win this season. I'm going to start giving out some shout-outs here. Let's see. 11 from Darkside Raider Nation. 8 wins from Arojas. 9-7 from Cali King. Kiona says 9. Caleb Gilbert says 10. A lot of 10s. Robert Sandoval says 8. Cam's Life says 8 or 9. Pick one. Carlos says 10. Tommy Powell says 10. Anthony 10. Scott Moore 9-7. Matthew Ortega is going to go 9-7. Continue to comment below how many games that you think the Oakland Raiders are going to win this season. And if you're bold enough, or you got balls enough to say the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl at 60-1 odds, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to MyBookie, chatsports.com/Raiders, and put your money where your mouth is. You know why? Because if you sign up for MyBookie, you put down $100, okay? Let's do this. You put down $100, you're going to get $100 for free. And then if you invest that $100 free dollars on the Raiders, either A, making the playoffs, maybe the Raiders winning the Super Bowl, or, hey, Josh Jacobs winning Rookie of the Year, you're going to make some serious cash. So go to MyBookie, chatsports.com/Raiders. Get going with it. Use my promo code GORaiders. Now, if you live under a rock, maybe you haven't heard about this, Antonio Brown is saying that he might not play because he's not going to have his helmet. And these are just reports that are coming out that Antonio Brown is saying that he might not be playing with his helmet. Now, for those of you that don't know about the NFL's helmet policy, it's banned 4 types of helmets. So the 4 types of helmets that are banned, one of those is Antonio Brown's. And Brown's used this Shut Air Advantage helmet, and he's used it basically his entire career. And there's certain players who have been, grandfathered in with this new policy. And, Antonio was like, hey, man, I've played my entire career with this. I want the helmet. Now, also, you got to consider Tom Brady last year. He was another player who, had to wear this helmet for 3 years and then all of a sudden didn't wear it anymore. So considering the fact that Antonio Brown doesn't know which helmet to wear, I totally get it. I mean, think about this. If I couldn't wear my helmet that I wanted to wear, what would I do? I mean, I have absolutely no idea. So, Antonio, I laced up a helmet today for you. There you go. This is my helmet. This is the one I'm going to be wearing. Oh, boy, if we put this on full screen, that's going to look awful. Look at that. Antonio Brown's helmet coming at you right here on the Raiders Report. I got one here. Now, I can understand why, right? I mean, this doesn't really hinder my vision a lot like Antonio Brown's does, but ultimately, I think I look pretty good, and I think I'd be able to come down with 100 catches, maybe 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. Who knows? What do you guys think of my helmet? On a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being absolutely great, 10 being terrible. Or, what's your AB panic meter? Scale of 1 to 10. 1 like Mitch, I'm not worried at all. 10 like, oh my God, Antonio Brown's never going to play again. So, let me know in the comments section, what is your Antonio Brown panic meter? I'm going to look here in the comments section. I'm getting a lot of names getting called at me right now. We got a 10, a 4, an 8, a 0, LOL. You look special, Mitch. You know what? you're not the first person that's ever told me that I look special. I think I am special, personally. I mean, and I think the entire nation is a very special group. And hold on, my Raider guy, he's sleeping a little bit. We'll get that guy awake. So what's your Antonio Brown panic meter? Scale of 1 to 10. We got some 6s, a 5, and 84 from Nick Kelly. Another 84. Mitch looks terrible from Angel. You know, Angel, I'm not doing this for the looks. I'm doing this to make a point that just because, you know, sometimes you got your helmet, I can understand. You know, I can understand where Antonio Brown's going with this. So keep typing your votes. What's your AB panic meter? And this one's getting thrown at me right now, so we're going to have some fun. I want you to grade my helmet. All right, grade my helmet. A, B, C, D, or F. If it's a great-looking helmet on me, give me an A. If you want to give me a B, if you want to give me a C, if you want to give me a D, slide in my DMs. Or if you're going to give it an F, let me know in the comments section. Grade my helmet. What do you guys think? I got a new helmet, Antonio Brown's helmet that he wants to be able to wear on the show. It's pretty good. It's pretty high class. Now, I will say this. As great as this helmet is, it's not as good as the t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. So I want to give a major shout out to RaiderNationStore.net. If you guys want to get some sick gear like that guy, now I can promise you the quality of the shirts is great. What I can't promise is that you're going to look that jacked in the t-shirt. So unfortunately, that's something that I can't help you with, right? But I can help you with, if you want to be able to get one of these shirts, all I want you to do is I want you to DM me, okay? DM me, Raider Nation for Life, on Instagram or Twitter, at Mitchell Renz 365. So we got a whole inventory of shirts, and I'm trying to give them away. So if you want 3 Raider Nation shirts, I can give you that, but it's going to cost you a little bit, or I can get you 1 free one, or 1 free one. And if you want the details on that, DM me, Raider Nation for Life, on Instagram or on Twitter. And if you don't know my Instagram handle or Twitter handle by now, I really question whether or not you even watch my show. So preseason, week 1, it's here. Type R if you're ready for Raiders against the Rams, because the game is getting ready from what it looks like to get kicked off here. We got the game here live, and I'm drinking my beers. I'm having a good time. Commitment to excellence. Al, it's lit. We're having a good old time here at the Raiders Report. Now, here's the thing. The Rams last year had a very, very good year. I mean, heck, they were 13-3. They lost into the Super Bowl. And you have the Raiders, who we know, they had a struggling year. But I want to be able to see this year how much more of an impact the Raiders can make, because, sure, the schedule's tough. So I want you guys to predict the score. I want you to comment below, Raiders versus the Rams, because we're getting ready to get the game kicked off. The Raiders wearing black. They're looking good. A.J. Cole, he's actually set to get this game started. Now, if you guys know a lot about A.J. Cole, he's looked really, really good in camp. He's got a booming leg, and I think their punter, Townsend, God, I'm losing my mind. Johnny Townsend needs to be a little bit worried about his, job, because A.J. Cole has got a heck of a booming leg. It's not like primetime Seabass, but the Raiders, the Rams, we're getting ready to get this game kicked off here. They're lining up the kick right now as we speak. So get those last final predict the score predictions in. Get them in here live on YouTube. He's got his hand up. He's walking towards it. And here we go, baby. Rams, Raiders. The game has just begun. He drops the football in the end zone. Rams number 87. Here's the other thing, guys. With preseason games, you're going to get a lot of guys who I don't know. So that's just going to be part of it. So the Rams, they took the ball out, and Pro, number 87 for the Rams, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. There's already a flag on the field. It was a false start by the Rams. I don't even know how you end up doing that on a kickoff. Probably not the best thing going. So predict the score. I want you guys to give me it in the comments section below. The fun thing about the Rams, they got Blake Bortles now. That's awesome. Blake Bortles, 103 touchdowns, 75 interceptions, a completion percentage of 59.3. We get to watch Blake Bortles go up against the Raiders. I don't know what more you guys want. I mean, I really have no idea what more I could possibly offer you. Now, for those of you that are asking, show the game. All right, give me a sec. I got to get my link here. Let me get it. Oh, boy, Mitch, you're better than this. All right, so if you guys want to watch the game, okay, I'm going to put it here in the comments section. There you go. Just click on that link, and that's the game. Cool. All right, the Rams, they're getting ready here. We got Blake Bortles lining up under center, which is just a very, very interesting thing to see here. And their first play is going to be a running play. It's up the middle for about 6 yards. Jonathan Abrams on the field. That's exciting to see. Trayvon Mullen's on the field. The Rams' offensive line looks like it's a bunch of backups currently. The Rams also have Michael Thomas, wide receiver, which is very interesting. I did not know that. Number 88. Not the Michael Thomas. That's a very, very rich man. That's not the one. So it's 3rd and 3 right now. Blake Bortles, he kind of rolls out a little bit, flings it down the field, and yeah, it was just not even close. But hey, that's what you're going to get with Blake Bortles. You're going to get good Blake Bortles, and then you're going to get bad Blake Bortles. So I think ultimately, when you're considering the facts of what you're going to get with Bortles, hey, it's all good. But there was a penalty on the field. Looks like it was a false start by the Rams. What do we got here? So now it's 3rd and 8 for Los Angeles. If you guys, what else we got? Vets. James is saying the Vets will not play. Shane Bowerman. Who else we got? J-Mac. What's going on, guys? Tyler Kelly. Who else is watching the game? Caleb Landry says Conley just got hurt. Tonight's starters for the Raiders, we got Trayvon Mullen, Jonathan Abram, Eric Harris, Isaiah Johnson. That's in the secondary. Unfortunately, I missed the starters for the linebackers. Markel Lee, he's out there on the field. I don't see Whitehead anywhere. But this one is 3rd and 8, and they're dropping back to pass right now. And Blake Bortles is going to sling it, and he picks up a first down. So first down for the Rams. I don't really like to see that the first time we got hit with a 3rd down. 3rd and 8, Tom dropped his watch, and now we're just kind of 1st and 10 for the Rams. So, guys, if you guys have any questions, let me know. We're seeing some Isaiah Johnson saying that he's down now on the field, and he is. Oh, man. These injuries. I'll tell you what. If you're sick of injuries, type I, because I'm sick of injuries already. Like, this entire offseason, not just for the Raiders, but for all these teams, it's been very, very, I think, depressing to see that some of these guys are already getting hurt. So, let me see here. Who's down on the field? It's definitely not. Yeah, Isaiah Johnson. So, Isaiah Johnson, he's down on the field. He's our cornerback out of Houston, who we drafted this year. He's a little bit bigger of a cornerback. He's a talented kid. He's obviously trying to make a little bit of an impact here on this team, but there is a TV timeout right now down on the field. Isaiah Johnson is he's down. So I appreciate everyone who's watching. It's not Conley. I don't see Conley down on the field. It's Isaiah Johnson. So for those of you who are like freaking out, don't worry about that. So we got 1st and 10 on the LA 30. Make sure you guys are subscribed, youtube.com/Raiders Report. And also, this entire show I want to be able to interact. I want to be able to have fun. We're going to, continually talk back to each other. This is where I'm ultimately going to get to know you guys a lot better, and I want you guys to get to know me a little bit better. So this is what I want you to do, okay? Type S if you're sick of injuries, right? I am already sick and tired of a lot of good players going down with injuries. Like, I was so pissed off, excuse my language, when I saw Gabe Jackson was injured. Gabe Jackson to me is such a good dude. He's a leader in that locker room. He's a very good player. And when you see a player like Gabe Jackson go down, I mean, it's a huge hit to our offensive line, but it's also going to be a huge hit to, I think, the production that you could see out of a player like Derek Carr. And we got to be able to keep Derek Carr upright. So I'm going to type my S because I'm already sick of it. Jedi, Juan, Kayla, Mufasa, James. A lot of more from Kayla. Michael Ortega. Carlos Alfonso, step on the knee. Who else is in there? Matthew Brendan, Nick, Leo. A lot of S's flowing in here. Ryan, Mufasa again. Type S if you're sick of injuries. And the reason why I'm really sick of these injuries is because once Gabe Jackson went down, it really kind of even hurt us even more at the guard position. Incognito, he suspended the first 2 games. Now you got to rely on some of these other players. Now, currently, I'm watching Isaiah Johnson. He's being helped off the field. He is able to walk off on his own power. I'm unsure if it's a leg injury or if it's like an arm injury. He actually got kneed in the head. Yeah, that's what it was. I think that's looking like he got kneed in the head there. I'm trying to be able to figure that one out. So, guys, let me see. So, Blake Bortles, he scrambles. He picked up 5 yards, so now it's 1st and 10 on the LA 43. The Raiders are not really slowing down this team. Also, the running back that's in for the Rams is Kelly. So I want to be able to see Darrell Henderson. I really want to be able to see some of these other players for the Rams, see how we stack up against that. Cleveland Ferrell, he's on the field. That's a good sign. Obviously, we know what he's done at Clemson. His career at Clemson, 166 tackles. I mean, he was one of the reasons why he won, defensive player or best defensive end last year in college. So let's see here. Who else we got on the field? So Markel Lee was the guy who ended up hitting Isaiah Johnson in the head with his knee. He looks like he's okay. He's still out there on the field. Markel Lee's out there. Who else? Mo Hurst is out there on the field, which is a good sign. John Gruden rocking a white T-shirt. I'm all about it. But Ferrell, he's lining up on the right defensive end side. Kelly, where'd Kelly go to college? Tennessee? Yep, Tennessee. Looks like there's holding on the play, so it's 1st and 20 now on LA 33. What do you guys think so far? Predict the score. Comment below. Paul, can you watch the game? Yeah, how about that? That should help. I can show that. Somebody said they're watching the Kids' Choice Awards at the same time. Why? Why would you ever watch the Kids' Choice Awards? No, that's true. Ban the Kids' Choice Awards and everyone who supports them. I'm kidding. Sean McVay, pretty solid career. 3rd season, 24-8. That's pretty good. Blake Bortles, incomplete intended for Munt. Jay Munt, 2nd and 19. These names are fake. Is that even a real person? Darrell Henderson, he gets his first action now. He's going to go up the middle. Going to pick up 6 yards. So I like Henderson. He's an interesting player if you guys play fantasy football because you don't really know what you're going to get out of Todd Gurley this year with that knee injury. So Henderson, running back who they drafted out of Memphis, I think he's got some big explosive plays in him. So I'm interested to see what maybe he could potentially do for the Rams. And let's see. I'm going to bring up the Rams roster because obviously I don't know their roster like I know ours. But it's 4th and 13 now. It looks like the Raiders are finally going to get a chance with the ball. I'm excited to see what happens. So I want to see who trots out on the field first for the Raiders at the quarterback position. So I want to ask you guys this question for everyone who's watching. Who's the better quarterback? Type N for Nathan Peterman. Type B for Blake Bortles. Wow. That might be the hardest question I have ever posted here on the Raiders Report. Who's the better quarterback? Type N for Nathan Peterman or type B for Blake Bortles. Joshua says Nathan Peterman. Bernard says Nathan Peterman. James Williams says Blake Bortles. Scott Wilson says Bortles. Alejandro Silva says Bortles. John Butson with the correct answer says me. If you're better than Nathan Peterman and Blake Bortles, type me in the comments section, right? Like, that's tough, right? I mean, that is a would you rather that has absolutely no right answer. Carlito Cole says Peterman's the GOAT. Unfortunately, you're wrong on that, but between you and me, we'll see. Pretty booming punt there. Oh, wow, he got laid out. That's got to be a flag. What the hell was that? So, yeah, Eric Harris is back there and just got absolutely drilled before ever having a chance to get that football. So, it's actually not Eric Harris. Oh, wait. I don't know if that's even a right call. So, Levitt ended up pushing the Rams player into I'm going to see who that is. I don't even know who that is. Who's backfielding kicks for them? Who is that? So they're still going to call roughing the kicker, which I'm kind of surprised about because he literally got shoved directly into him, and I don't really know if it's necessarily that good of a call, but at least now we get to see who's coming out here on the field for the Oakland Raiders. I'll be interested to see it. So right now, here's our Raiders quarterback depth chart, okay? You got Derek Carr, who we know is going to be our starter. Then you got Mike Glennon, Nathan Peterman. I don't really expect to see Carr trot out onto the field. I expect to see either Glennon or Peterman, and then we'll see kind of how this game goes. I want to be able to see the command that both of these quarterbacks have. I want to be able to see how they command the offense. I want to be able to see how they march down the field. I want to see how our skill position players ultimately do with these quarterbacks. So right now there's a TV timeout. We're waiting for them to come back. We'll get to finally see the Raiders on their first drive. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how the Raiders offense moves the football down the field. I think it'll be a lot of fun there. And football's finally back. So for the first people, we got, over 400 people watching us right now. If this is the first time that you're watching the Raiders Report, make sure you guys subscribe. Click that big red button. Turn on the notifications. If you want the link for the game, it's there in the comments section. If you guys want to spread the word of the show, that'd be great. We're trying to get to 20K subscribers literally, right now. I want to be able to get it by the end of this game. We're getting very, very close. Junie Martinez says, let's go Raiders. So that would be good. Let's get Mitch to 20K. Absolutely. I would definitely appreciate that. So I think with a lot of these players, I'm excited to see what we have because the preseason, you can see some players emerge, right? I mean, who knows? You could have a running back, let's say hypothetically speaking, who leads the preseason in rushing yards. That'd be fun, right? Imagine that. Imagine a running back who you don't really know about leading the preseason in rushing yards. So which player are you most excited to see? I want you guys to comment it below. And then I'm going to give some shout-outs to the people who interact with me. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's a beer from 10 Barrel Brewing Company. Joshua Carlos says Renfro. Manny's going to go with Nathan Peterman. Nelson Noble says Josh Jacobs. If Josh Jacobs plays, I'll definitely be the most excited to see him. I'm not sure if he is. Who's Gafford? Rico Gafford. Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Abram. Jacobs on offense, Abrams on D. So Mike Glennon is the first quarterback that's able to trot out there. And the handoff, it looks like it's going to go to Rico Gafford. So one of the Raiders' backup running backs. That's interesting. I don't know. I was hoping to at least see it's DeAndre Washington first off, though. Yeah, DeAndre Washington's the guy who got the carry, not Rico Gafford. So we'll make sure to get that fixed for you. Raiders Waterboy is a better backup. Who is the Raiders Waterboy? That's the question. That's the question that I want to know. So it's 2nd and 7. Rico Gafford now is going to take this one to the 3. It's an end around. Pretty interesting play there. Shout out to Jedi for the super chat. Much appreciated. If you guys want a super chat, I'll give you a shout out. That's an easy way for me to be able to see the comments. We got a lot of comments flowing in on today's show. So if you guys want to give me that super chat, I definitely won't say no. David Zahn says FC. Hell yeah, FC. Fire him. Get rid of him. Jim, I appreciate that. I think you're the best. So he must look nice. Where can I find all-time preseason stats? Martin, this is what I need you to do. I need you to go to Google. Type in, where can I find all-time preseason stats? Because I have no idea either. So it's 3rd and 3. A nice little dump-off pass to DeAndre Washington. Oh, boy. Then we got a hell of a play here, right? So Mike Glennon completed to J.J. Nelson for 38 yards. You want to talk about a player who can stretch the field? I've been saying it all offseason. J.J. Nelson has elite speed, top 5 speed in terms of wide receivers at the NFL Combine. The dude ran a 4.28. Mike Glennon just drops back and just throws one up, and he just can't keep up with him. That's a great catch by J.J. Nelson. That is a great catch by Jay Nelson. That's big time. Alec Ingold is the first one to go out and give him a high five, which I like to see that as well. I mean, he just beats him right off the line. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good play. So 2nd and 5 now. Another ball to Mike Glennon to J.J. Nelson. So 2 catches for J.J. Nelson for 45 yards. It's a good start for him. It's a good start for this Raiders offense. It looks like we got a touchdown. Touchdown? People are talking. Raiders wide receiver depth chart. So J.J. Nelson is, I think, obviously a talented player, but I really want to be able to see how this offense does with a lot of players because, I mean, think about it. We might not have Antonio Brown. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we do. And good news, DeAndre Washington, 7-yard touchdown run. Raiders, they're on the board. DeAndre Washington, let's get him in there. Like, it's a nice little play right up the middle, breaks 2 or 3 tackles, and for the touchdown. That's a good run. Good hard run by DeAndre Washington. Kick is good. Raiders are up 7-0. Can I get a Raider Nation for life in the comments section? Can I get a Raider Nation for life in the comments section? Can I get a DeAndre Washington in the comments section? Like, that's a good drive. That's a really, really solid drive by the Raiders. I mean, Mike Glennon, first play, they're going to run the ball at DeAndre Washington. They do a nice little end around. Then with, who'd they do it with? The guy that you guys are freaking out about. And then another good play by J.J. Nelson, 38 yards. And then another pass to J.J. Nelson for 7 yards. And then right up the middle, DeAndre Washington for a touchdown. So, kick is up. Kick is good. This is a good start. This is fun. Football's back, baby. Football is back. So, the guy who's returning kicks for the Raiders is Pearson L. He's right now one of their top slot receivers. I shouldn't say top. The 3rd slot receiver behind Ryan Grant, behind Hunter Renfrow. But first drive, touchdown Raiders, right? Now, DeAndre Washington is a player who I've talked a lot about this offseason, and I've kind of allured to the fact that I think that the Raiders should cut him. So, he was a solid running back out of Texas Tech, and when he first came out of Texas Tech, I liked him a lot. But when you look at his production the last 3 years, his touches, his yards, they've all gone down. And when you look at it last year, I mean, only 115 yards, 0 touchdowns. It's a good start for him here, but if the Raiders were to cut him, they would have saved $720K. Now, they've gone out, they've added some extra running backs to that backfield. But hey, it's a good start for Washington. It's fun and exciting to see that they scored right away. So, football's back. DeAndre Washington, 7-yard touchdown run. So, I want to ask everybody who's watching the show, can I get a Raider Nation for life in the comments? Football's back. Raiders football's back. This is fun. I want to be able to do more watch parties. So for those of you who are being like, Mitch, I've never seen this show before in my entire life, make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys want to hit me up on IG or Twitter, I'm always there at Mitchell Renz 365. So Raider Nation for life. Let's get those in the comments section because I need to hydrate. I would like to know. Hang on a sec here. We got a lot of things going on here at Chat Sports. Getting a little bit going on here. So can I get a Raider Nation for life in the comments section? Let's get that going. I'm looking down here in the comments as we speak right now. How about this? Type S if you want a shout out. I'm going to let some of those come in. S in the comments section if you want a shout out, or type Raider Nation for life if you want a shout out. So Garup says, I want a shout out. Oscar, Trobod, Paul, Nickel, Mac Attack, Caleb, Carlos, Raider Joker, Timothy, Hosey, Lalo, Michael, Javier. A lot of comments flowing in. JS Slots, Nelson Castro. Want to give a shout out to all those awesome people watching us right now on the Raiders Report. How about this? A lot more S's, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, boy. So it looks like they're getting ready to kick it off again. The Rams, they're getting the football back, and the Raiders get another stop here on defense. If you think the Raiders are going to get a stop, let's type that D in the comments section because we got another flag on the field. Ultimately, not too excited about that. There's been, I think so far, 3 or 4 flags, and we're about halfway through the first quarter, but hey, that's part of it what you're going to get. See, what I really want to see is a pass interference call. I want to see either how John or, I guess, McVay deals with like the new rules around pass interference, because if you remember, the reason why we have these new pass interference rules are because of the Rams and Saints, because they got away with one. So I'll be really interested to see the first pass interference. I really want to see that. So looks like we got a comment here rolling in from my producer, Tad. If you guys want to yell at Tad, type Tad. What should Mitch do if Nathan Peterman becomes the starter? Well, I tweeted out if Nathan Peterman starts that I have to get I think a Nathan tattoo over my Peterman or something like that is what I said. Something weird along those lines. So what should I do, I guess, if Peterman becomes the starter? I want you guys to comment below. How about this? Let's where are you guys watching from? What's your city? What city are you in right now? I think that's one crazy thing about the nation. I've gone to San Diego. I've gone to Dallas. I've gone back home to Pennsylvania. And everywhere I go, the nation roams. And I freaking love that. So let me know where you guys are watching from. What's your city that you're watching from? Comment that. Steve says Seattle. Krupp says Sacramento. Hanford, California from Caleb. Stevenson, Washington. Destin. Mitchell Cleese says San Diego. Mitchell, I'll let you know next time I'm in San Diego. Oscar says Paradise. Fair enough. John Butson with the super chat. It says, basically, if Peterman starts, 2 chicks at the same time. I appreciate it, John. If Peterman does start, then I'll see what I can do. I don't know, 2 chicks at the same time. I guess I already know 1 chick that would maybe be down, but I got to find another. We got people watching from China, Orlando, Long Beach, Oklahoma. Let me know where you guys are commenting. So John, super chat is, if Peterman starts, I got to do 2 chicks at the same time. So this is kind of playing off that question here a little bit. Would you guys date someone that isn't a Raiders fan? I want you to type Y for yes or type N for no. Now, for a lot of you that don't know my background, I recently started talking to somebody who was a Chargers fan, and I think now I've converted her to a Raiders fan. So would you date someone that isn't a Raiders fan? Type Y for yes or type N for no. I'm actually surprised on the amount of Ys that I see in the comments section. Very, very surprised. And Billy Jones is from Nutley, New Jersey. There's no way that's a real place. No way. So, a lot of Ys. I'm surprised, guys. I'm surprised that you would want to date somebody that isn't a Raiders fan. Would you date a Broncos fan? I'm not sure. If Peterman starts, Mitch does Ice Bucket Challenge. I would rather just drink a whole bunch of beers between you and me. I think that's something I would rather do. I'm married to a 49ers fan, James. We got to talk, dude. We got to talk. You're married to a she better be cute. She better be really good looking. I date a Patriots fan from Commander Pokey. Tuck rule, tuck that. No, don't do that. That's not good. Michael Ortega says no donkey fans, never. Chug a beer. I mean, I can definitely chug a beer. My girl is a Patriots fan, and I love her. From Channel Surfer. You know, love is great, but to date a Patriots fan? Oh, man. Dating a Patriots fan almost makes my balls deflate, you know? Like, it's just something that I don't really think I could ever do. So, tuck rule, tuck that on the Patriots fan. I dated a Cowboys fan girl. So, was she an actual fan? Or was she just a fan girl? Somebody just said, I'm a Chargers fan. Jedi, you're a Chargers fan and you're watching. Oh, I'm with a Chargers fan. That's right. A Jedi. We had beers in San Diego, so that I guess that makes sense. Raider fan since 1966. That's impressive. So how about this? How long have you been a Raiders fan? I think we have that question stored somewhere. So how long have you been a Raiders fan? I want to ask you guys that question because I'm always kind of blown away by how long some certain fans have been, right? Wow. In case you guys don't know, if you hear anything in the background, Brett just tried to toss a bottle opener to Tom, and I don't know who's the more reason. Tom just totally dropped it. So that was bad. So how long have you been a Raiders fan? Somebody said for life, 22 years since birth. How about this? So I know you guys, for those of you that have watched the show for a long time, when I first started doing the show, I used to always be like, I didn't start the show as a Raiders fan, and that might surprise a lot of you, and I hope that doesn't get you mad. But now when people ask me, are you a Raiders fan? I 100% root for the Raiders. There's no team that I cheer for more. Like, I want the Raiders to succeed. I want to be able to come on my show and be excited. I will say this. I don't think that I've earned the right to call myself a Raiders fan because when I look down here in the comments section, right, from RTA Boar City, who's been a fan since 1973. Like, that's crazy to me. Edward Lewis, 25 years. Channel Surfer, 1976. Like, when I think about that kind of stuff, like, when I go to my first Raiders game this year, that's when I'll consider myself an actual Raiders fan. So, 7-0 Raiders in the first quarter. Blake Bortles incomplete to Jay Munt, number 82. So this means the Raiders are going to get to come back out here on the field. I also want to know from you guys want me to talk about the game a little bit more, or do you want me to talk about just asking questions? Like, would you rather me do more questions or talk about the game? So, Q for questions, G for game. That's pretty simple, right? Q for questions, G for game. The punt is away. Let's see who's getting this one. So, it's a muffed. It's muffed. Get on it. So there's a flag on the play. The punt was muffed, but it's recovered by Pearson L. Was not a pretty play whatsoever. That's close, right? For a player who's number 3 on our depth chart at the slot wide receiver position, I'm excited the fact that he's back there. So our top 2 returners during the regular season, that's going to be Dwayne Harris. It's going to be Jalen Richard. They're listed as 1 and 2 here. So Pearson L, not pretty at all, and John Gruden's pretty pissed off. So I'll be interested to see whether or not he's back on the field. And there was a holding play. So that's a big knock against special teams. Overall, a very, very bad start to this drive. So speaking of drive, what do you guys think is going to happen on this drive? Touchdown? What do you think? What's ultimately going to happen? Because we're already at 3rd and 16. Already at 3rd and 16. DeAndre Washington had a rush for a -3 yards. So maybe we can get something converted here. I'm ultimately not too sure. But 3rd and 16 is something that normally not too good to get out of a hole on. So let me know what you guys think is going to happen on this drive. Carlos says field goal. We got some punts, got some field goals coming in here. Let's see. Because it's looking like it's 3rd and 3 on the 16. So that's a graphical error on our part. So all good. 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3. Now it's 1st and 10. Ryan Grant picks up the first down for 10 yards. Mike Glennon. Hey, Mike Glennon continues to pick up first downs. Ryan Grant's on the field. I think it's pretty interesting to see there. Who else is out there? Marcel Aitman's out there on the field. Foster Moreau, Hunter Renfro. Looks like Keelan Dosh just trotted out there. Greg Olson, second stint as the Raiders offensive coordinator. He was previously with Oakland in 2013 and 2014. But nice first down pickup there by Ryan Grant. Mike Glennon, he looks pretty good on the field. Definitely not the prettiest looking guy, though. I'll tell you what, that was a pretty slant route by Ryan Grant. Nice connection there by Mike Glennon. Got the guys up to the line. Really, really pretty route there. But, I mean, like, that's what Ryan Grant does. Ryan Grant is your typical slot receiver. Sure, you look at what he's done over the last 4 years. I mean, 450 receiving yards 2 years ago. but he's going to be a player who runs underneath routes. Now, I still think Hunter Renfrow is the better option at the starting slot receiver position, and I think he's going to make a bigger impact this year, but we got to have some depth at the slot position. Now, that was one of the ugliest passes I've ever seen by Mike Glennon. So, basically what just happened there, Mike Glennon intended for Keon Hatcher. I don't even know if you could say it was intended for Hatcher. So, Glennon was getting ready to release it, then saw out of the corner of his eye a Rams defender coming down very, very quickly and basically just threw it into the ground. Probably a smart move there because that looked like that would have been an interception. So, we got 2nd and 20, DeAndre Washington, but there was a penalty on Foster Moreau for holding. So that's going to bring us back 10 yards. Not good for the rookie tight end. Pretty obvious hold. He knew it right away. Yeah, I mean, that's just, that's not good, right? I mean, I liked Foster Moreau a lot. So he wore number 18 when he was with LSU, which is a pretty big accomplishment. So that's normally goes to the player who I would consider your leader there for LSU. Bad flag, though. Bad flag. But Mike Glennon complete to DeAndre Washington. A lot of DeAndre Washington. I'll say right now the clear-cut winner for the Oakland Raiders on offense is Mike Glennon. And another clear-cut winner is DeAndre Washington. Getting a lot of play. A lot of play there. So we're looking at 3rd and 9. And before the third down play happens, I want to hit you guys with this question here. Which NFL team do you hate the most? That was a pretty play there by the Raiders. So Foster picks it up for 8 yards, okay? 8 yards, so it's 4th and 1 on Oakland's 35. They're going to probably end up punting here. I don't know. It's the preseason. I kind of wish they'd go for it. Let's just go full on Madden. But, yeah, that's true. Punters need practice, too. Punters are people, too. Which team do you hate the most? I'm going to look down here in the comments. Adar says Chargers. Ryan Sanchez says Patriots. Broncos from Angel. Mitchell Clee says Chargers. Daniel Castronada says the Cowboys. Patriots. 49ers. A lot of Cowboys. Some Broncos there. Which team do you hate the most? So keep those comments flowing in here, everyone. I definitely appreciate it. I hate every team that's not the Raiders. That's fair. The Donkeys from James. You know what? I like this idea, Tad. Let's get some comments rolling in here. So, from Oscar. Oscar is one of my more loyal watchers on YouTube, and Oscar also follows me on Instagram. So, shout out to you, Oscar. Glennon is a good backup. I think Glennon is a doable backup. The Raiders right now are on the field, by the way, for 4th and 1. And they went for it. And they got it. That's ballsy. F yeah. The Raiders went for it on 4th down. They picked it up with DeAndre Washington. A lot of DeAndre Washington. Oh, God. Next question coming in here from Step on the Knee. Pay all the refs in order to succeed. That's what the Patriot stands for. Pay all the refs in order to succeed. How about this, everyone? You guys want to do me a favor? Do me a favor. I want you guys to go follow or harass at Step on the Knee on Instagram. Comment on her last picture because she's wearing something in some Raiders gear, and I want to know what you guys think, what she looks like in Raiders gear. So Step on the Knee. Go give her a hard time on Instagram. I'd appreciate that. Pay all the refs in order to succeed. Maybe she's a keeper. Who knows? Keona Aiken. Washington usually sucks. Wait till the regular season. I'm not going to disagree with you. Like, I'm not a fan of DeAndre Washington. I understand it's the preseason. But he does look pretty good, right? I mean, 26, he's going to be in his 4th year. Got a lot of things rolling in. That's a good super chat from Ruben. I think we should get that one up, Tad. That's a healthy super chat. So Oakland, we got the ball 2nd and 10 on our 49. Mike Glennon pass incomplete. Alec Ingold is coming off the field. He's basically the only fullback that we have, and he's been getting a lot of work. Josh Jacobs, unfortunately, is not going to be getting any playing time tonight. He's on the sidelines, doesn't have anything, doesn't have a helmet. Heck, I have more of a helmet than Josh Jacobs does right now. So this is leaked footage. Is it footage? Yeah. Of Antonio Brown's helmet, just so you guys know. It's not hooded footage. Just so you guys know, Tom's doing a show right next to me here. So, We're doing a lot of watch parties, dual watch parties. We should harass Tom. I think harassing Tom is a good idea. You know what, Tad? Tad, there's something in my document that says something about harassing Tom, so let's do that. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. James Butler for 2 yards. James Butler out there, not Chris Warren. So James Butler on 3rd and 8. If my throat sounds terrible, I'm trying to drink more so it goes away. We ready for that super chat? Yeah, we are. Ruben Avila. Shout out to Ruben. I appreciate the $10 super chat. If you guys want to get on the show, give me a $10 super chat like Ruben did. I greatly appreciate it. So Ruben says, I am from Texas. I've been a Raiders fan since I could remember. I hate first cowgirls, second donkeys, third queefs. I definitely, in my time down here in Texas, I've met some interesting cowgirls. I would never, ever ride a donkey. And it's been a long time since I've experienced the queef. So I guess if I had to rank those things based on what's on screen, I would rank I hate queefs the most, donkeys the second most, and then cowgirls the third most. But in terms of NFL teams, I hate the Cowboys the most, the Broncos, and then probably the Patriots. So that's how that would go for me. Now, unfortunately, the Raiders, they're going to have to end up punting here. So it's 4th and 13. There was a delay of game, 5 yards enforced on Hunter Renfrow. Maybe not so good. So we're going to get to be able to see Johnny Townsend. Who else is out there on the special teams? We got Butler, Paul Butler, DePaul, Cole Farmer. We got some of these other players. So special teams is actually an important feature, you know, for this Raiders offense and Raiders team in general. I mean, it's called special teams for a reason, right? Like, special teams is how a lot of good teams end up winning games. So, make sure you guys subscribe. YouTube.com/Raiders Report. If this is the first time you're watching our watch party, because we got 467 people watching. I know not everybody who's watching right now is a subscriber, so I would appreciate if everyone were to subscribe. How many subscribers am I at? Can somebody comment that? I'll give a shout out to the first person who can tell me how many subscribers that I'm at. Apparently I'm at 19,941. I think I'm at more. We might have to update that number. So somebody let me know. Somebody says I'm 12 away from 20K. I'm 11 away. 11 away. So let's get there. Let's get there. Let's get to 20K. How about this? If we can get to 20K subscribers by the end of the first quarter, I'll chug my beer. We got 54 seconds. 54 seconds to get me to 20K subscribers. If we get to 20K subscribers by the end of the first quarter, I will chug my beer. We got to get there. Where are we at? 10 away. Everyone subscribe. Chug a beer at 20K. I will 100% chug my beer. We have only 13 seconds, guys. 13 seconds. 3 away. 3 away. I will finish my beer if we get to 20K subscribers. I need one more. Got to get to one more. Caleb Landry says you're there, so I need to get this confirmed by my producer, Tad. Producer Tad says we're almost there. Are we there? Tad's giving me the good. All right, get me back on screen. Let's go. I'm chugging a beer. We got the 20K. Three, 2, 20K, baby. We did it. Shout out to you guys. All right, hang on. Let me lift this up. Ah, 20K. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Which means now I got to get a new one, right? 20K. I'm very, very proud of you guys. So that means, I think I have a question there. What should I do for 20K? So now that I hit 20K, what should I do? So when I hit 10K, I colored my hair gray. I colored my entire hair and beard gray. If you guys don't believe me, go to my IG. Check out the picture at Mitchell Renz. At Mitchell Renz 365. So let me know what I should do for 20K. We hit it. We hit the number. Let me see some of the comments below. I'm very, very interested. Activision, that's such a good answer. Give me your credit card. Shave your head, not going to happen. Raiders tattoo, that one's probably only one Chucky head. Mohawk, not going to happen. Dale Bond, calm down. Raiders tattoo, I see a lot of tattoos. Oh, boy. Get a Chucky head tattoo. Shave your beard. Bring your girlfriend. Okay, she's in San Diego. Raiders tattoo. Wear an eye patch for a full day. Draw Raiders on your forehead. Nathan Peterman jersey. I don't think they have that. Get laid. I would love to. Show us your boobies from 559 Campos. Well, just so you guys know. Oh, no. Oh, no. Where should I get a tattoo? Let me know in the comments section. End of the first quarter. We hit 20K. Where should I get a Raiders tattoo? It's a ballsy question. Get an AB tattoo. I don't want an AB tattoo. Chug 20 beers in 5 minutes. Oh, no. I'm not getting one on my face. Not getting one on my back. Shoulders, interesting. What if I got a Raiders tattoo over my heart? What about that? So we got the end of the first quarter here. Raiders are up 7-0. One good drive by the Raiders. I mean, both teams have been kind of moving the ball slow. The Raiders defense has actually looked pretty good so far. Continue to have those comments flowing in. I'm looking down here. Chin? Why would I get a tattoo on my chin? That doesn't make any sense. An AB tattoo. See, I'm a little bit worried getting an AB tattoo because of all the BS that's going on with AB right now, right? Like, I mean, if I got an Antonio Brown tattoo, would I get a called God? Would I get booming? Heck, at this point, I think I might get a helmet, right? Like, I mean, the fact that this man is considering giving up millions of dollars because he doesn't have the helmet that he wants is mind-blowing to me. Like, it is the ultimate diva move to me, and I ultimately am super mind-blown by this. So for those of you that don't know, yesterday was my off day, and I came in on my off day to be able to talk to you guys and give you the lowdown on what's going on with AB because he told the team, or he didn't tell the team. Sources close said that AB said that he won't play without his helmet. And now for those of you that don't know what the NFL's helmet policy is, so back in 2017, the NFL banned 4 types of helmets. One of those helmets was the helmet that Antonio Brown uses, right? The shut air advantage. Now, other players who are notable that use that helmet are Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Certain players were grandfathered in for 2018, but they had to switch. Like Tom Brady, he ended up wearing a new helmet last year for the first 3 games and then was like, yeah, I don't like it. And then he went back to his old one. So, I'm interested to see how this one plays out. I hope that ultimately AB is back on the field soon because I don't know if it hurts AB as much as it hurts Derek Carr. Derek Carr needs work with his main guy. Derek Carr, this is a prove-it year. Drink. Derek Carr needs his main dude, and this offense needs to be able to see how everything's going on with Antonio Brown. So what's your one-word reaction to all this BS around Antonio Brown and the helmet news? Give me your one-word reaction. Ooh, I need a beer. Let's see if I can open this with my teeth. Nope. Somebody says Toll. I used the table. I couldn't find the bottle opener. I don't know what you want me to do. Oh, boy. Mike Glennon, Rico Gafford. Okay. Tuck Coors. No, it's not a Coors Light. It's a unfiltered wheat beer from Boulevard Brewing Company. It's a very, very good beer. So, guys, keep these comments flowing in here. We got 2nd and 17. Unfortunately, Mike Glennon was just intercepted. So, I'm going to take off my headset because I am kind of pissed off that Mike Glennon just threw an absolutely terrible pass. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They should pick up Kaepernick. Get out of here. You know what? I think if you want Colin Kaepernick, that's very, very close. So I'll ask you this question. What are you drinking tonight? I'm drinking a good beer. And then I want this question to get pulled up right after this. Should the Raiders sign Colin Kaepernick? Type K for yes, I guess. Should the Raiders sign Colin Kaepernick? I mean, Colin Kaepernick, to me, guys, think about it. His last 2 years in the NFL was not good at all. Like, not a good quarterback. The NFL figured him out. And why would you pay a backup quarterback all the money that he's looking for, plus with all the extra drama that would come with it? Like, you're going to go out and you're going to get Colin Kaepernick, who doesn't make your team better. You're going to bring a whole bunch of drama. You want to talk about a cancer in the locker room, I think it's Colin Kaepernick. So he's not better than Glennon. You might be able to convince me he's better than Nathan Peterman. But I don't think that the Raiders should sign Colin Kaepernick. Like, I saw this before. I quote tweeted this last night. So I saw a girl on Twitter, I think it was Stephanie Myers. She's got a blue check mark. So I quote tweeted her because Donald Trump was talking about Colin Kaepernick coming back into the NFL, and I am blown away by the amount of people that still think that Colin Kaepernick can play in the NFL. Like, guys, he hasn't played since 2016, and he hasn't played well since 2014. Now, I understand besides Derek Carr, there's a lot of question marks around Mike Glennon or around a Nathan Peterman. But if you honestly believe that Nathan Peterman, or if you honestly believe that Colin Kaepernick is a better option at quarterback, I'm a little bit confused on that. I don't really understand the thought process behind that, because you know it's going to bring a whole bunch of extra drama. Chiba Chief says put Cap as a wide receiver. That's funny. But I'm with Charity Bryan. He says hell no. Calvin Cooper says hell to the nah. Funny. I'd rather have Michael Vick come back. From Junie. No, man, like, I don't want those guys. I don't. Blake Bortles is already out of the game, though. Interesting. Tom Trump. Oh, boy. Sack Farrell with that first sack. Yeah. Darrell Henderson, pretty solid running back. He's looked pretty good tonight. He's had a few good runs. Paul Gunther's defense, though, I'll say this, has looked sharp so far. I mean, it looks like the LA, they're getting ready to punt again. A little confused about the play call here by the Rams. I don't think Farrell's going to get a sack on that play, but it was a good tackle by Cleveland Farrell there to force fourth down. Like, there was some running room there. Farrell, Mo Hurst, right now they're like dapping up each other, which I really, really like to see. Morrow's on the field. So basically what happened was there was a good edge rush. Farrell kind of went underneath, and he probably saved a first down. Probably saved a first down there. He got off the tackle. Arden Key was getting closer to him too. Who else there is on the field? Morrow. So now the Rams, they're at 4th and 6. They ended up taking a penalty, so Caleb's got an interesting super chat idea here. So Caleb Landry, shout out to you, my man. Much love. How you doing? Caleb talks to me a lot in my DMs, and I know like a lot of you are like, Mitch, you tell us to, I don't know, slide in your DMs a lot, but I actually try to do my best every night and every morning to talk to you guys, and because I like interacting with everyone, and Caleb is one of those people who I always interact with. So I think we should get David Carr to back up Derek. Her be better than Peterman. I will say this. I think David Carr is one of those players who got the short end of the stick. I actually think David Carr was a pretty talented quarterback. But when you have literally nobody around you and your offensive line is just absolutely garbage, that doesn't help you out, especially when you're a young quarterback. Also remember, like, that team was literally like a brand new franchise. So, Caleb, it's an interesting idea. Very interesting idea. Let's go to Jim Carleo. Mish, they stepped it up on D. You know what, Jim? I think you're right. They look pretty good tonight. They're bringing that fire, but they're also doing a lot of different looks. I think it's pretty interesting to see what the Raiders are doing, and I'm sitting here coughing on my own words. So, Jim, it's a very, very interesting picture. Akina? Is that how I pronounce that? I hope. Mitch, we're going to need to see that Mark Davis haircut for $20K. I don't even know how I would get a Mark Davis haircut. How about this? If I can maybe style my hair like Mark Davis without actually getting it cut, does that count? Because, guys, if I cut my hair, our producer Tad is saying no. It's interesting concept. So I really don't want to do the Mark Davis haircut. Junie Martinez, what do we got? To be honest, I'd rather have Cook for the backup. The Raiders let him go. Honestly, Junie, I disagree. I was never a fan of Connor Cook. He didn't show up when it mattered. He looked absolutely terrible in that playoff game. I might take Connor Cook over Nathan Peterman because I would actually argue that Nathan Peterman is arguably the worst quarterback in the NFL. But I don't want him more than Mike Lennon. That's not a player who I ultimately want on my team. So Mitch for 2020. Jim, my name is MITCH. Just so we're clear on that. It's all good though. Let's see here. That's the Raiders quarterback depth chart. Let's see. We get another question coming in here from Demetrio Gordo. I'd rather have Johnny Football. So I actually had the opportunity to meet Johnny Football about 3 weeks ago. He was down here in Dallas, and he was doing like a flag football game, and it was cool. It was fun. It was exciting, but I don't want Johnny Football, guys. Like, he's another player who's got so much BS, and I don't like giving players who are actually – Johnny Football pissed away his career. I don't think he deserves it. Like, I ultimately do not believe that it's another prime example of like a Martavis Bryant. Martavis Bryant has every single tool in the shed. Like, he's a very, very talented player. Martavis Bryant, from an entire skill standpoint, is like one of those guys who could have had anything. But Demetrio Gordon, it's ultimately, not one that I would want there. Let me see here. All right, guys, we're going to have some fun here, okay? So I'm going to give shout-outs to everyone who follows me on Instagram right now. So I'm getting out my phone. If you guys like my pop socket, you see that? If you guys want one of those pop sockets from Raider Nation Store on IG. So I'm going to go on my IG. I'm going to go on there right now. And everybody who follows me on IG right now, at Mitchell Renz 365, you're going to get a shout-out. So I'm going to hit here. Let's see here what we got. Looks like we got one from Langstaff Andrew. So shout out to you. I appreciate it. If anybody wants to FaceTime me, I'll FaceTime some people right now. We're doing a watch party. Like, why the hell not, right? We'll have some fun. So I'll give some shout outs to some people. ESAIM. So ES Morales 46. He just followed me. Oscar 19. Shout out to you. T Collier 23. Dude, you've followed me for a long time. Leon Pivot started following me. Happy Gilmore. Love it. Rude 263. Give these guys a follow. So ES Samoa 46. Oscar 19, T. Collier 23, Leon Piot, Happy Gilmore, Root 263. Go give those people a follow. Let's see who else. Tim Fair Jr. 27. Give him a follow. Ricky Lenhauser. Go give him a follow. HY Rum V80. Am I pronouncing these right? I hope so. Harley Girl 883. What up, girl? R_47 Monday. Paper Plate Fan. Silent 1786. M4RTYR4W. B_easy. So, I appreciate all those people who followed me. Bakersfield, Ghost Ninja, Call Me Silk, Steve-O, Eye of the Spider. Keep giving me those follows on Instagram, and I'm going to check this back in another minute or so, because right now there's a TV timeout. Actually, you know what? During the TV timeout, I'm just going to keep giving shout-outs to people who will give me a follow. So, Ghost Ninja, Call Me Slick, Steve-O's 1337, Eye of the Spider 801, Nick LIG 828. Shout out to all those people who followed me on Instagram. I definitely appreciate it. So SBuck12. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm trying to get my my IG game up a little more. R_47 Monday followed me and then unfollowed me. Same with B_easy4. Followed me and then unfollowed me just for another shout out. Hey, I'm all about the game. It's all good. So continue to give me follows, guys. I'll give you shout outs. If anybody follows me while watching the show, I don't know, DM me and we can FaceTime sometime. Like, I was FaceTiming this past weekend with a bunch of people talking Raiders football, so I definitely appreciate it, because one thing that I love about the nation, it spreads deep throughout the entire United States. So I'm going to ask you guys this question. What city do you currently live in? What city do you live in? So I grew up in a small town called Danville, Pennsylvania. And right now I live in Dallas, Texas. Over the last month, I've been to San Diego. I've been to Philadelphia. What city do you live in right now? I'll give some people some shout-outs. Baltimore from Scott Moore. Hanford, California from Caleb. Phoenix, Arizona from Kenesha Ware. Hiram Valdez says Vegas, baby. Paris, California from Manny. Ricky, okay. Cancun, Mexico. Dude, I was just in Cancun. Lewistown Mountain, Palm Springs, California. Redwood City, California from Jerry. Troy Butcher says Barackville. I don't know if that's a real place. McAllen, Texas from Jordan Lewis. Dayton, Ohio. Virginia. Greenville, PA. I am between cities. I don't know what that means. Eduardo, Amanda, Red, Main Trump, Bakers, Junie. Thanks for the follows on Instagram. I appreciate it, guys. Oakland Raiders report. Ask how many touchdowns we'll throw this year. All right. How many touchdowns we'll throw this year? So right now it's 3rd and 6. Allen complete to Natson for 4 yards. So it's 3rd and 6. I would like to see another stop here by the Raiders. I would be impressed if the Raiders could hold the Rams again to another stop. Ultimately, I think when you're a team who really struggled last year on defense, I mean, the Raiders allowed the most, let me say this again, the most points per game last season. But their interior has looked good. They're beating up this Rams offensive line. Now, sure, it's backups, but the effort is definitely there for the Raiders. It's a good tackle there by Rush. Good tackle there by Rush. Let's see. I got some people sliding in my DMs right now. Let's see what we got here. Nick Wally 124. I'm watching the show right now. You know what, Nick? I appreciate you, so I'm going to like your comment. Oscar's also watching it. All right, so it's 3rd and 6 here, guys. What do you think is going to happen on the drive? Are the Raiders going to get a stop? Type S for stop. I'm hoping that they do. I would like to see the Raiders' offense back out on the field. I really want to see Peterman on the field, even though Mike Glennon has looked very impressive thus far. I've been impressed by Glennon overall. Sleeping Giant. All right, Mystic Wolf. Comment. Hey, Mitch, I've been watch you for a long time. You haven't noticed me ever, but maybe I can get a shout out. You know what, Mystic Wolf? 4 Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. You can get a shout out. So Oakland's got the ball. What do you guys think is going to happen here? Are the Rams going to get a stop or is something else going to happen? So I'm hoping something else happens. Stop, fumble recovery, touchdown. Somebody's watching from Honolulu. DJS, that's what's up. I appreciate it. A touchdown would be very nice. Touchdown by Marcel Aitman from Joshua. SO. Send help. Sending out an SOS. I used to be really good at that song, Guitar Hero. Did anybody ever play Guitar Hero? Nick Wally, 124. What kind of beer are you drinking? I am drinking a Boulevard unfiltered wheat beer. You see it? You see it? Stretching. It's pretty good. It's a hazy. It's a hazy beer. It's kind of like, I really like Hefeweizens, but I like the new style of hazy IPAs. So Boulevard makes some really, really solid beers. So if you guys like beers, go check that out. Raider Tory, props to you for pronouncing my last name right. Everyone pronounces it Collier. Laugh out loud. We should link up soon. Raider Tory, where you at? What city do you live in? So, recently I've linked up with a guy named, he's Jedi on IG. He's also Jedi on here. John has come into the studio a few times. I try to go out and I meet up with Raider fans pretty frequently. And if you guys anytime want to grab beers, the easiest way to get in contact with me is to honestly hit me up on IG or Twitter. That's why I tell people to hit me up, because that's the easiest way for me to link up with the nation and then continue to spread my show, continue to meet, a lot of people. So I appreciate the super chat from Raider Tory. So Raider Tory, I want you to comment below what city you're watching in. And if I go to the game week 1 for the Raiders or any game this year, let's link up, and the first beer, that'll be on me. So appreciate the super chat. I'll probably just use that super chat and get a beer. Even though at a Raiders game, $4.99, that might get me a cup. I don't think that gets you, an actual glass of beer. So, I think so far, if I'm considering the player of the game for the Raiders, it's probably either DeAndre Washington or Mike Glennon. So here's some numbers from DeAndre Washington. 6 carries, 24 yards, a touchdown, but he has also had a clutch first down pickup via the pass. DeAndre Washington's actually looked pretty good this game. He's not my favorite running back, and I know he's been a running back that I've talked about a lot, potentially getting cut. But, hey, sometimes how you keep your job is by producing, especially during the preseason. Right? Because, holy crap. Eduardo24 just followed me on IG and just liked my last 7 pictures. You know what, Eduardo? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Got some good Raider fans in the stands. Oh, man. Here we go. All right, guys. I have a huge favor to ask. Huge favor. I need you to tweet funny things at that Twitter handle. I'm going to go on Twitter right now. I'm going on my Twitter right now. Okay? I'm going to look up this Twitter handle. And I need you guys to send funny things to that Twitter handle. I'll start. All right. I did it. I want to see some tweets. funny tweets to that guy, and I will give you a shout out for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby. So tweet funny things. I think it's to Tad Desai 94. Tweet funny things to Tad Desai 94. I don't see any tweets yet to poor Tad. I tweeted something to Tad. So tweet 20 funny things. So for those of you that don't know, Tad's the one that's producing today's show. So Tad deserves some love. So without Tad, there would be no Raiders report. And I just want you guys to know that. So tweet at Tad. I'm hoping it works. Somebody says Aitman is looking good. Game is on, Mitchell. Thanks, guys. 1st and 10 on LA's 12. So Marcel Aitman pushed out for 20 yards. Big time pitch and catch there for Glennon to Marcel Aitman. I mean, Marcel Aitman high pointed that ball very, very well. That was a pretty solid play there. So 1st and 10 on LA's 12. Can the Raiders get another touchdown? So James Butler for only 1 yard. Joshua Carlos, Mitch, you're the best. You know what, Carlos? I appreciate it. You're the best. Goff for Holmes. Goff for Holmes sent Tad a picture of Nathan Peterman. I don't know what that means, but cheers to Golfer Holmes. Go give him a follow at Golfer Holmes on Twitter because he listens, and I appreciate that. So are we going to score a touchdown on this drive? Type TD if the Raiders score a touchdown here on this drive. No way. I think I jinxed it. End zone interception. F me. Are you kidding me? End zone interception. What the People are typing touchdown. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Mike Glennon intercepted. Too bad intercept. Like, you can't turn the football over in the red zone. Will Solorio? How do I pronounce that? Solorio. Yeah. What the Tom? You know what? Type M if I jinxed it. Type M. Because I think I did. He is underthrowing the football. Jose Valdez, you are exactly right. BJ Gano, there's your shout out, my man. I appreciate you watching. I literally was like, touchdown for the Raiders is what needs to happen. And then all of a sudden, interception. So I see a lot of M's. You know what? If you guys want to blame it on me, I'm okay with that. That's part of the biz. It's, you know, it's part of it. It's all good. Corrupt 88 at Tad. Thanks for doing great work. Shout out to Corrupt 88. Go give him a follow, and go give a follow to Golfer Holmes for giving Tad some love. Go give Tad a follow. Without Tad, there would be no show today. And if you guys think that I jinxed the show, see, Will says I'm blaming it on Tom, which I think is the correct answer there. I think that's the better answer. From Tori, T_Cole2. Quit tomming around and be loyal fans of Raiders Report, a beer of their choice. To Tad. So, Tad, you're getting some hate. Also getting some hate is Glendon. Glendon is whack, and he's underthrowing. So, Glendon, believe it or not, is actually a dinosaur from the late Cretaceous period. Glendon was about 15 feet tall, had giant claws, was a carnivore, but Glendon ultimately went extinct because he kept throwing interceptions into the red zone. For those of you that don't know, I'm a huge dinosaur lover. I've seen every single one of the Jurassic Parks. I have every single one of the Jurassic Parks on VHS. And I don't know how I got off on this random tangent, but that's what happens when I see Glendon is whack. So Carlos Alfonso Gonzalez. Tuck that throw. Yeah, I think he just underthrew it. I think Mike Glennon on a few throws has looked very good, but then he's also looked very skittish, like he's afraid to really let it rip. So I guess that's what you're going to get. Brian Rader, he's going to be the next guy up. Favre coming out of retirement to back up Carr. I hope not, man. Like, I'm convinced if Brett Favre were to step on the field, the dude would literally just fall apart. Like, he's got to be, 50 years old? Then he can't do commercials anymore for jeans. Where's my dad going to get his jeans, you know? Brett Favre. Also, Brian, get a picture. Like Will looking good. It's always Tom's fault, haha. Hashtag FC. For those of you that don't know what FC means, you're not a loyal watcher. And can we get some FCs in the comments section? Because it's been a while since I've seen some good FCs in the comments section. Shout out to Raiders Bo34 for the follow and likes. Shout out to XXavier88 for the follow on IG. Does anybody want to FaceTime with me? Does anybody want to FaceTime? It's always Tom's fault, haha. Hashtag FC. Take a shot for each Raiders touchdown from Carlos 47. I mean, all I have is beer, man. I don't have liquor. If I had liquor, I would consider it, right? I would definitely consider it. Oh, this is a good one from Jim. All right, Jim, this is what I want you to do. Slide in my DMs, okay? And for anybody that wants to send me beer, I'm totally down with that. I'd be more than happy to drink it on the show. If anybody wants to send me beer, just DM me, and I'll send you Chat Sports' location and address. That way, if you guys want, you can send me some beer. So it's 4th and 9. 4th and 9, and a good sack there by Arden Key. So Arden Key last year led the Raiders with quarterback hits with 11. That was just a good effort play there by Arden Key. So Arden Key is one of those players where I think he has a lot of upside. So when he first came out of LSU, he was a very solid player, but his junior year was great at LSU. His senior year was the year that people were a little bit shaky about. So, or no, what was it? His last year in college was his okay year. His year before that was his really, really good year. So if Arden Key can put everything together, he's going to be an absolute stud of a player. So Dan says, Mitchell, doesn't everybody miss Mac, or is it just me? I don't miss players who aren't on my team anymore, really. I think in life you just need to learn how to move on, right? Like, I just feel like in life you should move on. So, guys, we hit 20K. I really, really appreciate it. So what should we do now that I hit 20K? You know, give me something to do that I should do for 20K. Maybe I should FaceTime somebody. If somebody wants to FaceTime, I'll FaceTime somebody. Dual streams. Suck it, Tom. What should Mitch do now that we're at 20K? If somebody wants to call me on IG, I have my phone open. We can FaceTime. That's up to everyone who's watching. I'm looking at my DMs. I'll get to them later. It says, shut up, you jinxed the game from OG Snowdog. That's funny. So, guys, LA's ball. We have the 2-minute warning here. It's 4th and 9 on Oakland's 18. I would expect the Rams to kick a field goal. That just seems like the logical thing to do. BJ Gano, thanks for the shout-out, bro. I watch your shit all the time. AB needs to get more practice with the new helmet and quit being a Mitch. So, the thing is, we'll let that one pass through. Guys, when you curse on YouTube, YouTube blocks it. So that's why I come up with words like Tom for the F word. And instead of saying, bitch, say Mitch, because it's not going to get blocked. So I want your comments to come through. I want them to continue to come through. So, don't curse. Now, he's calling AB a Mitch because of this whole drama, right? Antonio Brown, he's not playing without his helmet. This was reported by Adam Schefter that Brown told team that he's not going to play without his helmet. Now, Brown has filed a grievance against the NFL for the new helmet policy. And for those of you that don't know what the new NFL policy is, the NFL back in 2017, they banned 4 types of helmets, okay? So the 4 types of helmets that were banned, one of those was Antonio Brown's. Now, Antonio Brown is complaining that he can't quite see out of the new helmets. I think it's one of those things when you've dealt with something your entire career, you don't really know how to deal with change. And I think Antonio Brown doesn't want to deal with change. So Brown's helmet is no longer certified. And, you know, I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, look at this thing. This helmet I don't think is safe at all. Like, this helmet looks like it could barely protect anything. So, Antonio, I don't really think that you should wear this helmet. I mean, it definitely doesn't look very safe. I mean, I don't think it would even keep me safe. So, all right. Interesting question here. Do you have a favorite helmet? So, I'm going to take this more of a spin of what's your NFL team's favorite helmet? So, which NFL team has your favorite helmet? Is it the Raiders? Is there another NFL helmet that a team wears where you're like, damn, that's a clean-looking helmet? So, I'm interested to see what you guys have to say on this one. I'm trying to think of some helmets off the top of my head. I'll tell you what, certain helmets that I hate the Steelers helmet. Browns helmet's probably the worst one in the entire league. The Jags helmet's interesting to me. I personally wouldn't want to wear it. Let me hear, though, some of your guys' favorite helmets in the comments section. So, Greg Zerloin, he made the field goal. It's 7-3 now. I'm very intrigued to see what the Raiders do on this drive. So, the Raiders are going to have to obviously go into the 2-minute drill, right? They're going to try to march down the field as quick as possible, either get a touchdown or a field goal. I want to see the personnel that the Raiders put out here on the field for this drive. So, what's going to happen on this drive for the Oakland Raiders? Touchdown? Are they going to get a field goal? Is time going to expire? Somebody says the Buccaneers helmets. Okay, Timothy. James says the Vikings. I actually like the Vikings helmets as well. Vikings and Raiders. Hoover Donut, very, very optimistic, says 3 and out. Very, very optimistic. The Packers helmets I hate. So, guys, what's going to happen on this drive? Are the Raiders going to have a touchdown, 3 and out, a punt, a field goal? Is time just going to expire? Because there's 1:57 left to go in the first half. So I want to know what everyone's thinking. What will happen on this drive? Somebody says, honestly, I'd take a 3 and out over what Glennon's been doing. Like, the offense has been moving down the field, but it's the turnovers that are happening. And that's just simply just can't happen. So, interested to see here what happens. I see a lot of the Raiders linebackers are in the huddle right now, which is intriguing to me. Somebody says another interception. I don't want to say that they're going to score a touchdown because that jinxed us last time. So we'll see there. Raiders life. Mitch, shout out to my daughter, Michelle Rodriguez. It's her 16th birthday. Your #1 fan. Michelle Rodriguez, happy birthday to you. Tad, is there a chance that we could get happy birthday Michelle on screen? So, Michelle, if you're watching the show, and Raiders Life, if you're watching the show, what I want you to do is I want you to take a screenshot of what we're going to put on screen, and then I want you to share it on your Twitter, and I want you to share it on your Instagram. So we'll wish Michelle a happy birthday. So everyone who's in the comment section, let's make sure we wish Michelle a happy 16th birthday, because I appreciate everyone who's watching. And I mean, what's better on your birthday than getting a shout out on the Raiders Report, right? So let's get that one going. So let's give Michelle a special happy birthday wish. So I'm gonna say happy birthday, Michelle. I appreciate you watching. So let's give everyone a happy birthday. So Sosa says happy birthday. Mac Attack says happy birthday. Bayou Raider says happy birthday. Alejandro says happy birthday. Joseph Perry, happy birthday, Michelle. Greg Bam Bam, happy birthday. Channel Surfer, happy birthday. Get some work in. Want to see him get better. Michelle, happy birthday. Guys, I appreciate you guys wishing Michelle a happy birthday. I think that's one thing I love about the nation. This is a family. So I appreciate everyone who wished Michelle a very, very happy birthday. So I'll say it one more time. Michelle, happy birthday. Much love. Thank you guys for supporting the show. All right, so there's a flag on the field. Mike Glennon's pass was incomplete, so we're looking at 2nd and 10 on the Rams 41. I mean, the Rams are at least close enough. The Rams, God, I can't think. The Raiders are at least close enough where if maybe they can get a few, 2 or 3 big plays, we're right there in field goal territory. Derek Carr, he's on the sideline talking. Derek Carr is an interesting quarterback to me. He could definitely, I think, have his best year, right? So in 2015, 2016, 2015, 2016 in his best year, DM. Oh, boy. All right, so, guys, I want you guys to DM me fantasy football or DM me FF if you guys want to enter my Raiders Fantasy Football League. I would definitely appreciate that. So if you guys want to enter my Raiders Fantasy Football League, slide in those DMs at Mitchell Renz 365 on Instagram or on Twitter if you guys want to enter my Raiders Fantasy Football League. I see a certain super chat in the comments section, and I'm going to honor it. So from Raider Tory, he says, Mitch, sing happy birthday. All right, Michelle. You're getting something special here, so hang on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Michelle. Happy birthday to you. There you go. Much love, Michelle. Good super chat there, Ryan Torrey. If you guys don't like my singing, I'm sorry. But much love to the nation. Yeah, Keo says awkward. Yeah, dude, it was a little weird, but that's all good. So, whatever, right? Raiders are marching down the field. Hopefully we can get into field goal range, and that would be pretty good. Guys, there's a reason why I do the Raiders report. There's a reason why I talk, and there's a reason why I haven't been on I almost said America's Got Talent. American Idol. So, happy birthday, Kylie Jenner. What was the high note? I don't have a high note. You guys know I only like beer. All right. So, F you, Tad. Grade Mitch's singing. A, B, C, D, or F. If I see any A's in the comment section, I know that you're lying. So, let me hear it in the comments. What do you guys think of my singing? A, B, C, D, or F? Yeehaw says D. Got some B pluses. A C. G for garbage. You know what? That's probably the best grade I've seen. B, C, a lot of D's. Somebody gave me an A. Appreciate that. F. C minus. Oh, man. Definitely a work in progress. You got a D. An N for Nathan Peterman. Alejandro, that's such a good answer. A++. I do see some D's. Let's keep the D's, though, out of the comments section, because if you put your D in the comments section, you might get blocked by YouTube. Appreciate it, guys. I appreciate the constant interaction. I love you guys very, very much. You guys are a lot of fun, and I think it's why we can do a lot of fun things here on the Raiders Report. I think it's because of the relationship that we've been able to build for the amount of shows that I do here at Chat Sports and the constant interaction on IG. Like Michelle just tagged me in something on IG. Hang on, Michelle. I see you. Yeah, I'll put it on my IG. I appreciate it. Everyone, go give Michelle a follow. It's I'm gonna tag her. Hang on. Michelle, what is your handle? Oh boy. There it is. Everyone go give Michelle a very happy birthday wish. That's very, very sweet. So, if you guys want some shout-outs, that's how we're going to do this. I want you guys to follow me on Instagram right now, at Mitchell Renz 365, okay? So, if you guys want a shout-out on my IG, you got to give me that follow right now, at Mitchell Renz 365. I'm going to give some shout-outs to some people First people to give me a follow. So, and then we'll get to that super chat from James. So just be patient, my man. Be very, very, very patient. So let's see here. See who I get some follows from. Silent1786 giving me a whole bunch of likes. Muhammad and Muzul. Appreciate that. Guys, I don't know about the Mark Davis haircut. It's a little bit ballsy for me. So, Cameron3887, you've already followed me. Football_geek09. Getting a lot of likes now on my post. Guys, you can't follow me and then unfollow me and follow me again. Right now, Muhammad is just, it's the only thing he's doing. So, I'm getting a lot of random likes here on IG. So, we'll just get me back on screen and give a shout out to James Voorhees. Is that how I pronounce that? Voorhees? Get the Mark Davis haircut for $20K. Go Raiders. Here's the thing, guys. If I get a Mark Davis haircut, I don't even know if they'll allow me to do the show anymore. Like, part of what I do is the fact that I don't look like Mark Davis, right? Like, I just met a very pretty girl who just started recently liking me. Shout out to Steph. And I feel like if I get a Mark Davis haircut, I'm going to lose that. I'm going to lose my job. It's not going to be good. So, ultimately would not be good. Michelle, I appreciate your picture. So, how about this, guys? We're getting ready here to line up for a field goal. It's 4th and 12. So, one word to describe the first half. Like, DeAndre Washington scored that touchdown pretty early. It was good. Also, A.J. Cole's in to punt. It was my mistake. And he's going to punt this one away. But one word to describe the first half. So you're only allowed to use one word. Only use one word. Tom? Shit? Let me know in the comment section what you guys are thinking. One word to describe the first half of the Raiders game because it's closed out here. The Raiders, they're going to go into half with a 7-3 lead. That's part of the preseason, right? Like, preseason football is just not going to be very pretty. So, the first half is done. The Raiders, they're up 7-3. They were able to hold the Rams offense to 3 points. Like, I think that's pretty productive, but I was upset that we haven't gotten to see Nathan Peterman yet. He's still the player that I want to see on offense, at least. DeAndre Washington was probably, I probably shouldn't say probably, definitely my first half MVP. I think we can all agree on that. If you guys want to type below who your first MVP was, let's see who we got. Flagfest, mediocre, toxic, Glennon, okay, bad, top 10, slow, Matthew, I definitely agree with you. Defense looks good, bruh. John says Chris Warren. That's 2 words. Jeff Moore wants me to sing Where Is the Love? What is that song? You have to be a billionaire to pull off his haircut from Troy Butcher. Troy, you could not be any more right. I do not want to have to pull off that haircut. So we're going to give you guys a little bit look here in some of the stat leaders for the Raiders. So Mike Glennon, 200 yards, but the glaring issue is the 2 interceptions, right? I mean, 2 bad interceptions. I mean, this game, it could easily be 21-3 Raiders. Easily. DeAndre Washington, a solid first half, 24 rushing yards, a touchdown. He's also got a couple of receptions. Overall, though, I think the real story in this is the Raiders' defense. Like, creating a lot of pressure. Creating a lot of pressure, ultimately doing some pretty solid things there for the Oakland Raiders. Now, guys, we're going to do the first half here, okay? What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to stay tuned, okay? Because we're going to come back with some grades. We're going to come back with some winners and losers. Ultimately, just going to give you some highlights. So what I want you guys to do is stay tuned. I'll continue to be in the comments section. And make sure you guys, if you're not already subscribed, please do at youtube.com/RaidersReport.